Today is the 22nd of November of 2023, and I really wasn't going to do a video today or this week, but got something here that came in, so I thought, got something to report, so I'll report it. My stuff came in for the bearings. The stuffing box, and this theoretically is going to be the stern bearing, the sleeve bearing. You know, this is kind of interesting. This box, it came from the same place. Both of them are labeled fragile in the same boxes, and look at the condition of this box, all taped up. So my assumption here would be that UPS decided to repair this package. Now, it is fairly heavy for a small package, but still, come on, guys. My gosh, that's the best you can do. So let's see what this looks like inside. That, and this was a day late too. That's probably a day later than this one because it got held up somewhere so they could try to fix the packaging. Yeah, look at that box. Man, it's just like somebody just rolled it here from the East Coast. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's pretty heavy. I don't probably not be able to see anything from here. Yeah, it's probably not. Anyway. Everything else in there. There it is. Pretty hefty unit. So, yeah. It looks like it's alright. No holes drilled in it for mounting. Have to drill my own holes. Have to try to find some information, I guess, on what size bolts they're going to recommend for that. Yeah. These corners are beat up. This one's all crunched and dented in, and so is this one. Yeah, that's UPS for you. And this is all scratched up too. Not that that's going to make any difference, but yeah. And they installed the cutlass bearing for me. Larry at Accutech did that. So that looks like there's a set screw there holding it in, and a set screw there holding it in. You know, I was thinking about this too, and people have a lot of troubles replacing cutlass bearings, but you know, in theory, you know, this is just going to be bolted on with 4 bolts, lag bolts going into the keel here. So in theory, you could just unbolt it from the keel, take this whole thing off, put it in a press, and yeah, be nice and easy. Well, that's disappointing that they got these all dinged up, but it's not the end of the world. We can clean that little bit up, and it's still gonna seal all right on the keel. I wonder if it's gonna fit though. I don't know. Can you see the? Maybe. Oh, I hope my hole's big enough in the. It doesn't look like it is. It is not anywhere near big enough. So we'll have to get a router or something and route that out to get that depth, to get that in there, which is fine. And these appear to be the water scoops. Well, not really scoops, but to let water in there to cool the bearing. Yeah, I don't know if we should put a pump coming off the hose coming off the engine. It looks to me like maybe this spot right here would be for drilling and tapping and putting water in through there, pumping water through there. Boy, that's a lot of money for what that is. But this one was $2,000 and this one was $1,000 plus. I think I think the. Let me see. Yeah. With the cutlass bearing, this one was 16 something. This one was over 2,100. With the cutlass bearing and shipping, it was right at $4,000 for the two of these. It's crazy, isn't it? For a couple chunks of bronze. I wanted to measure that real quick. Make sure it's the right size. Yeah. I'm sure it is, but yep, 2 inches. Just a smidgen over. 7 thousandths over. But where does the packing go? Just in there? There's nothing for it to press against. I would have thought there should have been a lip inside there somewhere. Pack the whole thing full of. Never done these before, so I'll have to do a little reading and see what I can come up with on that. Okay, in other news then, this week, I have been once again, slowly but surely, putting more pieces of wood on here. And I don't think I had this one on here on the last video last week. So there's the forward piece. I got that epoxied in up there. And then used the marine grade adhesive on the rest of it. And I got a couple of these pieces in here. This one and this one. And I got 2 more pieces ready to go. And I ran into a little bit of a deal here. I was going to cut this as one long piece. When possible, it's best to offset the seams when you're doing plywood, or any sheathing for that matter. It's just good building practice to offset the seams. And so I cut this one a little shorter, so I was going to put like an 8-foot piece in here, so it covered, a good distance here and offset the seam. Not that it's super critical in this instance here, because we got plenty of, lengthwise longitudinal strength. It's not really going to be an issue. But anyway, but what I didn't realize was this angle was just a little bit different. This isn't a perfectly straight line all the way across here. This angle is just a little bit different. And I cut the piece out, measured it and cut the piece out. Went to lay it up here to draw the line along the bottom of that piece to trim that bottom piece off, like this is. And I realized this line up here isn't a straight line. And I didn't have enough room. I only left like less than an inch down here in overhang to draw that line on to cut it off. So I didn't have enough room to compensate for these 2 pieces being on a slightly different line. So I went ahead and cut this piece that I'd cut here just so I wouldn't waste it. And I'm going to put it on as 2 pieces. I would rather have put one long piece in and, like I said, offset these joints, but it'll be all right. And up there, when we get to doing the raised shear part of it, we'll make sure and get those offset too. But anyway, so I got 2 pieces back here now instead of 1. I would have wasted the wood that I cut off a sheet. Had I redone it and made it one long piece, I would have had to have spiled it, and I was going to, and I thought, wow, this really isn't going to matter. So these 2 pieces, I just did them today, so they will need to cure for a couple days before I can put another coat of epoxy on, and then another day or 2 before I can put them up. So that's what we've been up to here. And then inside, let me show you one more thing that I've been doing. Get some light in here. And there is my door. I got my door put in. And this is a little surface mount latch doohickey with a little knob on the inside. And I put some that 1/4 inch trim that I talked about earlier. Put some of that in here as a door stop. Now, I did make a mistake here when I was doing this. I was talking about I had the length established and I left myself 5/8 of an inch for a little gap, top and bottom. Well, I drew all these measurements up and wrote everything down on a sheet of paper, took it down to work on it, and I didn't work on it for a couple, 2-3 weeks. When I read the paper, then I assumed I had taken the 5/8 inch off the measurement that I had. But I didn't, so I wound up being short here. Or the door, the door was too long, the opening was too short. So, what I did, and this actually worked out pretty well anyway, what I did was I made a jig that I clamped up here for my router, and then I ran the router in here with a deep, long, straight bit, and I routed that out. So that forms the door stop inside there. And gives me the length I need. So I got a little gap down there that I can put that that step tread plate on there, bullnose tread plate on there. And it looks like it's going to work fine. I don't see any problems with this at all. These are ridiculously expensive for what they are. I think this one here was $130. And it's not even stainless steel or brass even. It's just chrome plated whatever. But the second one I bought was cheaper. So, yeah. But that second one will go over here. And then I don't know what I'm going to do for the engine room door here yet. I'd like to do something a little more substantial there. So we'll have to see. But we'll play that by ear. But anyway, so that will be my update for the day before Thanksgiving. And by the way, happy Thanksgiving to everyone that celebrates that sort of thing. And we will see you again next week.